Alright, what's up everybody and welcome back. It's time here for a REYNOR vs MARU series straight from the ESL Summer Winners stage. That's right, this is the stage that we got from the very start of the tournament where some of the top dogs were playing. REYNOR in the top left, MARU down here in the bottom right. And these guys all qualified basically at the top of their regions. So they got thrown straight into the brand new format of what is called the Winners bracket, which was essentially you win a couple of best of threes and you're already in the top 8 of the tournament. And if you lose, depending on where you lose in this winner stage, you'll get thrown into the knockout bracket, either from the second round onwards, which is basically like a thing where you can play against players who come in from the open signups and that sort of stuff. Essentially, what I'm getting at is you win a couple of series here and you go straight to the top 8 of a premier event. Now, obviously, the players worked hard to get here by dominating in their regionals, but it still is a very kind of crazy different format. A lot of people have been kind of complaining about it. Other people have been saying it's awesome because all the matches are so meaningful and it's also brutal. But for me, what I'm most fascinated to see is MARU versus REYNOR, day 1, 0 warm-up of the tournament. Maximum, I guess maximum jet lag for MARU on day 1, so don't worry, MARU fans, you got your excuses ready. And REYNOR has opened up with a 15-15 pool, which is super cool because that's going to not only keep him very safe here on Babylon against MARU, who loves to do proxy shenanigans, it's also just going to give him the ability to pump out drones super early. He's going for that 19 gas geyser there. And MARU actually doing a marine expand. Okay, MARU is known for his weird openings. Good thing on this map is this is a tight ramp, so he can wall it off with a pretty early factory or something like that down there. He actually has his gas really late. Is he going 3cc? Is MARU playing a 3 command center build? Guys, because look at this, and he's hiding the marines. Seeing that barracks, I'm surprised REYNOR hasn't turned around yet. Uh-oh. Because that, yeah, this is going to be hard. So this marine will have to go around to the left side. This marine on the right is going to try and track him. And REYNOR, I think your best bet is to just stick to an angle where only one marine can get you. So notice, yeah, rather than, if you stay in the middle, you'll get shot by both marines. He's trying to dance a little bit. He doesn't want that other marine to hit him. Wants to survive as long as he can. That's going to give REYNOR time. He should queue up another Overlord behind this. Oh, REYNOR is not queuing up an Overlord right now. He's going to be quite supply blocked. There we go. He starts one up, but he wanted to squeeze out an extra drone or two first. Overlord does go down. REYNOR's got 2 Zerglings moving across the map, and he's going to go for a quick third base behind it. Now, that's interesting, because normally with a 15-15, you can't afford to go for a quick third and gases and extra queens at the same time. And you can see this reflected in the fact that, guess what? REYNOR doesn't have a third queen, and he also skipped an inject on the natural to get a creep tumor down. But because there's no Reaper on the map, that creep is going to be able to spread non-stop. Now, third command center does go down for MARU. This was a super greedy build, man. He's just playing the greediest ever into a 3 racks. And REYNOR's going for a Rotorn. Does REYNOR realize what's up? I mean, he saw the reactor. He didn't really see much else. But I think he could have assumed it with that Overlord being in the base for so long. He probably was like, you know what? Probably a super greedy build order. Rotorn will finish at about 4 minutes, 3 minutes 40, which means Roaches could hit a timing at about 5 minutes. I don't know, though, because you got 3 racks pumping Marines. I mean, obviously, the second and third barracks are quite late, but with the high ground advantage and a bunker for safety, I think MARU is 100% safe. REYNOR would be best off just holding that drone key down here, but with such an early Roach Horn, I do wonder if he's thinking about doing a big Roach attack. 4 Roaches starting up, but he's not that committed. He's actually built a lot of drones right up to this point. Notice he's got 2 mineral lines full and the gas mining. And he's got 6 Roaches on the way right now. But to be fair, guys, I often say with this sort of style, you can have your natural saturated at 3 minutes 10 off of 15-15. But the way REYNOR did it, because he went for the quick third hatchery and the creep tumor early, he wasn't able to really take advantage of this opening. So I actually think REYNOR maybe was thinking of this 15-15 just as a safety build. I don't think it's worked for him. I don't think it's paid off at all, especially now building 6 safety Roaches. That's going to put him way behind if he doesn't get something done with that. Obviously, attacking across the map would be a disaster. He's outnumbered by the Marines, but now he's so far behind on the work account. If he just built tons of drones, got up to 50 plus workers, then built Roaches for safety, I'd be okay with his position. As it is, REYNOR is at just a barely 2 worker advantage. He's now building Spore Crawlers. He clearly does not know what's happening in this game, guys. He's thinking there might be a battle cruiser or banshees. You know, he's going, oh, I don't know what's happening. I've only got 4 queens. I need to build more queens in case it's a banshee, you know, an air unit. If he knew what was happening, he'd be playing very differently right now. REYNOR's in the dark. MARU has confused him. I believe, did he kill a Zergling there? He did. So 2 Zerglings have gone down, but I think he only revealed a few Marines doing that. So Reynor's looking very confused about what's going on in this game. Meanwhile, Maru is like, okay, starport's on the way. Double engineering base finishing. Let's go for 5 barracks. Let's float my 3rd base out. And Reynor, look at his vision. Let's go to his camera. I'm going to cast this next minute or so from his vision because he basically just doesn't know what's going on. And now I think the Marines are coming across the map and he's going nothing but drones. A few roaches are coming out, but he's only got 10 roaches and that's a big pack of Marines. If they committed right there, they might have been able to just overwhelm him. He's got double Evo on the way, but Reynor doesn't have an economic advantage. He's in a big trouble as well. Ooh, okay, roaches and queens are coming together. Oh my god. Oh man, that big focus fire out of Maru. Reynor, not much he can do there. His transfuses are all used up right now. Good focus fire there from Maru. Let's take a look at the units lost tab after that. Pretty even in the units lost tab. Normally not that amazing for Terran, right? You might be like, well, that's not good. No. This is not a normal Terran versus Zerg because Maru is actually the one who's ahead in income. With Mules dropping and a similar work account, he's way ahead. He's also got 1-1 upgrades, siege tanks, and medevacs building 2 at a time, which is massive. 2 medevacs, tanks, and double upgrades. Reynor's only just started his carapace. He's 50 seconds behind on it. He's just started his roach speed. So Reynor is behind on tech. He's only just started a 4th base. Zerg is meant to be up 1 base and a handful of workers on Terran by this point. You know, often 10, 15 workers around this point. Instead, he's at most 4 or 5 workers ahead, and that is basically something that disappears as quickly as it happens. As the siege tanks come in, I mean, Reynor has his work cut out for him. I feel like infestors are a necessity just to survive in this game. I definitely don't think he can kill Maru, though, and when you're playing mass roach and your opponent doesn't really have to fear a roach timing attack, it's so scary because your opponent can just kind of like be super greedy or super aggressive. You're stuck in this defensive middle ground, and trying to get maybe lurkers and vipers out eventually is probably the end game play for Reynor to, or not end game, but the late game transition. Oh, roach speed not done. Those Marines didn't have 1-1 yet, but he does focus down a few roaches and some creep tumors. Overseer is still scouting around the main. Nice contaminate from Reynor, one of the few players who's really been active in the last year or two at dropping those contaminates every time he can. 10 more drones are on the way. Reynor's going to try to drone this 4th base up. He's got 2 infestors on the way. Another 7 drones coming up. Reynor's being so greedy. Remember, Reynor is not being ahead all game right now. A lot of players would say, well, okay, cool. So instinctively, if you're behind on economy, you need to build more economy to catch up. I would argue that's the opposite of what Reynor should do. On this small map, I actually think there's so little room to breathe. Like Maru, when his push comes, look at this, he's already doing good marine drop pressure, just chipping away. But when his big push comes with tanks, you're going to have no time to react. It's just going to push through the middle of the map in about 20 seconds. It'll be on your front door, and you're going to have to just fight it. And Reynor's also trying to go Ling speed and into Hive and Hydroden at the same time. I feel like, and it's 6 more drones, that's so greedy. Reynor's thinking about the long term. He's thinking about late game, right? Because Maru's the god of turtle late game, and you guys know that Reynor is intimidated by it. He cannot beat Maru in late game. Maru has a pretty solid winning record versus Reynor, and it's off the back of his late game. Reynor has always been, or almost always been, better than Maru in the early game, but he just loses the late game. So you can see Reynor feels this pressure to go to 90 workers, Ling speed, Burrow, 2-2 upgrades. But I'm telling you guys, there's no 4th command center. This is just a giant push. He's got 8 barracks up right now. They're going to be building tech labs to rally marauders in. 4 tanks, 55 marines, 2 marauders. Maru's starting to push through the middle. Nice and slow for now. Maru doesn't want to force the issue until 2-2's done. He wants to actually just clear a bit of creep set up. And then in about, what is this, 60 seconds, 70 seconds away? That's when he wants to land it. Oh, the first fungal missed. The second one lands pretty nicely. But he can't capitalize. If you can't kill those marines, they'll get healed by the medevacs. That means his fungal's exhausted. Maru's going to take advantage by diving in the top of the map. Really nice moves there for Maru, who focuses the gases down. Wow, Maru realizing that Reynor on a roach style is trying to get lurkers and vipers out. Gases is everything for Reynor. He desperately needs those gases. That is not a move you see very often. But I think Maru said, I probably can't kill the hatchery. Let's just click those gases down. Take him out and move from there. He's now almost max. 2-2 is almost finished. 10 seconds until Maru wants to start forcing engagements. Reynor is outnumbered, and he's got a lower tier army here. The Roachling Ravager is going to try to come forward, but there's no lurkers. There's no fungals. There's nothing to deal with that massive biome. Maru might be able to just shove in and overwhelm. These tanks are crawling forwards one at a time, sieging forwards in a big old spready. Blinding Cloud is available on both Vipers right now, but I I don't know if that's going to matter. You got to get in range of the siege tanks to drop those blinding clouds. There's so many marines in front. That's going to be hard to land. The infestors don't quite have fungal energy. They're just a little bit away from that. The roach ravage is getting pushed behind. Oh no, Reynor choking himself up by pulling back. He doesn't want to fight here. He's trying to let his lurkers engage. He lands a nice juicy fungal. A double fungal lands. Biles trying to scare him back, but Maru dodges those fungals. Nice transfuses to keep the hatchery alive. I don't know if Reynor can keep that base alive. This is going to be tough right now. The siege tanks are getting abducted. 2 of those go down, but there's 3, 4 more behind that. A lot of Marine and Marauder. 2-2 upgrades are starting to kick in for Reynor, but he loses 1 Viper. The lurkers are there, but they're getting focused down on the left side of that hatchery. There's only 1 lurker left behind the hatchery. The Marine Marauder siege tank raining down death and destruction. And Reynor just does not have the numbers. He was a bit too far behind from earlier in this game. Now, with a wedge driven between his expansions, he's got units popping out into the army of Maru, getting gunned down as they emerge, and Maru smashes through game 1 on his map pick. Alright guys, a rough game 1, but he's going onto a bigger map. A map which is, I used to think, quite bad for Zerg in this matchup, but this man says he really enjoys playing here on Dragon Scales. Reynor, in the bottom right, goes for a standard 16 hatchery this time, 18 gas, 17 pool, just the old classic build order. His opponent, though, Maru, representing onside in the top left, is going 2 racks Reaper. Ooh-wee. Okay. Obviously, Reynor is part of Basilisk Gaming these days as well. Him and Cyril both being teammates along with Trigger. Team that's been really causing people a lot of trouble. Looking forward to covering more of their World Team League matches as time goes on. Maru and Onside Gaming, of course, with Solar and whatnot on his side. Ryung, also monster teams. But it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes because... Wait. Did Reynor just pull off gas and then put back on gas? Oh, he pulled off gas a bit early. Oh! Wait. Okay, guys, he saw the Reaper. Okay, so when he saw the Reaper, he said, hey, that's a few seconds earlier than normal. He realizes the barracks had to be built at the natural for that Reaper to be this early. He immediately put back on gas and started ling speed, and he delayed taking his 3rd base. He's also changed the path his drone was on. Initially, it went to the left, but now he's gone to the right. Reynor here making a very quick read and just leaving that Overlord in the middle of the map to make that read. Fantastic play here by Reynor, who's now going for a 3rd queen. He's trying to spread creep on the natural right now. And those Reapers coming into the main. Lings can't fight it on their own. They're just there to back up that queen. And if those Reapers dive coming on it... Oh, here we go. Maru goes for a drone. Does he get it? He does. Does he lose a unit for it, though? Oh, good punish by Reynor. Almost gets it. Does get both Reapers deep in the red. Now, Reynor's gonna take that 3rd base, but he's only just started building it. You can see it's losing hit points. 130, 120, 110 hit points, 100 hit points, 90 hit points, 80 hit points. Reynor a bit too greedy here. He's gonna have to cancel it. That hatchery does get canceled. Oh, he restarts immediately? You know what? The bravery there of Reynor to do that. He actually couldn't chase those Reapers away, but he goes for it immediately. He knows that Maru realizes ling speed could kick in. He has to back off. He's got to respect it. Maru's going for a 3rd and a 4th barracks behind this. Maru, first game of the tournament, says, you know what? I could play a really solid macro style. That's the best shot against Reynor. Reynor knows that. Reynor will play greedy. I'm just going to kill him. And he is going for a build. Now, Beyond does this all the time where he actually pulls the boys with this, where he'll try to kill any spotting Zerglings to make it look like it's just a few Marines or Reapers moving out, and then he'll pull like 15, 20 workers and just try to stim into the natural and win the game. If Reynor doesn't realize that's coming, or if he doesn't have like a Baneling Nest or a few Spine Crawlers or something, he could just die. And the reason this is actually a smart idea is I often talk about how Maru off this opening is usually going for a 3rd command center and then a factory and a starport. And he'll do a double drop, but nothing like this mass Marine timing that he's committing to here. 3rd hatchery on the way behind this for Reynor. He's got a 4th queen out, 5th queen on the way. Lair does start up for him, as well as a 2nd gas starting to mine. Looks like he wants to go for a Baneling Nest as soon as that kicks in. Baneling Nest does start up. That's good for Reynor. It's a pretty decent Baneling Nest timing. Stim and Shields is almost done. I'm not sure when you push with this. 5 Marines building at a time. Notice there's no add-on on that 4th barracks. Overlord tries to get in. It ain't gonna see diddly squat. I guess maybe Reynor will realize there's no 3rd command center. Oh, these Reapers are ruining the Zerglings. 3 Zerglings have gone down so far. So check this out. Where's the 3rd command center? Normally it would be built here, right? It could have been built over here, but that's pretty rare. So I feel like as Reynor right now, maybe that gives you info. Oh, Reynor, okay, big giant attack coming, big giant attack. Reynor sees it now, but dude, there we go. There is an SCV pool, 16 SCVs coming through the middle of the map right now. Lair, Baneling Nest, Baneling Nest is up, Spinecrawler going down on that right side. He's got 6 queens. He's making 10 Banelings. Yeah, he's got to make as many Banes as he can. The scary thing for Reynor is that Baneling Nest is so exposed. He's also supply blocked. He's already lost a few Overlords here. One that was trying to scout and then one on his side of the map as well. Oh my lord. Maru needs to focus these Banelings down. The SCVs are trying to pull back a little bit. They're not much use against those Banelings. They're there to buffer against Lings and Queens. Baneling Nest goes down. Oh my god, Maru! Oh my god, Reynor just runs forward. He does lose all of them. There's still a lot of Marines left over. This is quite scary, but the Marines are heavily damaged. That's their 3rd stim. They're down to 25 hit points, and this is why you don't do drugs, MK. Those Marines are just so wounded, dude. They're gonna fall over on their own. This stim's gonna run out. If they stim again, they're down to 15 hit points. The Spinecrawler one-shotting them. Lings and Banes coming in from 2 sides, and Maru here looked for a sneaky, sudden victory over Reynor in the first series of the entire tournament. Before Reynor was warmed up, Reynor manages to survive for now. Maru up here now in the top right of Royal Blood. He's going to go 2-Rax Reaper again. Oh, man. I don't know. I always feel like this build is overused by both Maru and Beyond and is way too predictable. On the other hand, Reynor's done a very standard opening again. Oh, actually, wait. Reynor putting 3 guys on gas. Guys, Reynor is expecting this because he almost never puts 3 on gas like that. Normally, he stays 16 on minerals and just rallies the extra workers onto gas. Check this out. He's going to see these barracks on the... Well, I guess he doesn't need to see the barracks. Reynor's just going to... You're going to see him glance at that Overlord in a moment. He might not even look at it because he'll just see that blue dot on the minimap in about 3, 2, 1, and that first Reaper does enter minimap vision. He glances at it for a second, goes back, does a double check, and then he moves that Overlord to the right. He then changes his mind and puts it back on the pillar, realizing, wait, I should confirm that there's extra Reapers, because it could technically be single barracks. It's only when he sees this next Reaper appear that he knows for sure what's happening. Now, Reynor was moving out to take a 3rd, but he sends the drone out a little late, and that means it can't get down. Maru forcing a Spore Crawler trick. Great start to the harassment from Maru. Now, Reynor's going to have to play probably a 4-queen opening here, unless he can sneak a drone past these Reapers, maybe when they jump in the main base. Look at that, guys, hiding the drone very far back. Really smart play here by Reynor. Not giving any opportunities. As I say that, Maru does snag a drone. Now, looks like Reynor wants to go for that early creep tumor once again. Those Reapers go back in. They could snipe that. Oh, but he doesn't see the creep tumor. He's looking for that 3rd base attempt. Maru is still building Reapers. Whoa, 3-Rax Reaper? Oh god, guys, sorry, I'm not even watching the production tab. I totally, this is crazy. For those, some of you may have watched the tournament live, you know, ESL Summer Masters, and realized, hey, you cast this series live. This is what happens, guys, when you cast StarCraft games for 3 days straight. You forget what happened even in the games. Another drone does go down there. But 3-Rax Reaper, it's a lot of Reapers on this map. There's a really nice ledge over here that you can jump up and down with your Reapers and stop the Zerglings from surrounding. Reynor stopping at 27 workers, a very safe play for him. Just mass Zerglings with Ling speed. Maru has got a 3rd command center, a natural command center building now. He's going to lift these barracks up, get a reactor and a tech lab going. It looks like 9 Reapers is where he's going to stop. I actually think he could go kill Reynor right now. I know that sounds kind of silly, guys, but 9 Reapers beats the crap out of 13 Zerglings. Reynor is getting away with murder. He's being so greedy. So basically what's happened here is Maru's committed to a vast amount of units, and he said, you know what, I've gone 3-Rax Reaper, you have to keep massing Zerglings for a while. And I know Solar, for instance, will be, if he realizes it's 3-Rax Reaper, he'll sit on 25 drones and make like 50 Zerglings. Because otherwise you can die if you don't do that. Reynor, though, is one of the most disrespectful players in the game, man. He is known for that greed. I always talk about how Reynor is so good at defending stuff. If you're not absolutely perfect with your aggression, even when he's being greedy, he gets away with things so often that he's confident playing that style. And this time he's getting away with it. He's still on 13 Zerglings, and he's doing nothing but building drones, queens, and an Evo chamber. Oh, Maru will be super tilted watching this game back if he loses it. Even if he wins, he's going to be like, what? How'd you... So greedy. What? But that's kind of the experience of watching Reynor play StarCraft, is you're like, oh, he's so greedy. He should die to, you know, if a breeze blows on him, he'll blow over. But then you look at an opponent hit a pretty good timing and just get crushed, and you're like, what? REYNOR was ahead 30 workers. How did he hold that? And you're like, oh, it's REYNOR. He's very good at StarCraft. He finds a way. And to be fair, the queens do give him some modicum of safety, right? We've got 6 queens there, 7th queen on the way. Carapace coming in. Baneling Nest and Lair on the way as well to add the Baneling speed. Behind this, there is no 3rd command center, guys. There is obviously just the 3rd barracks that he had from the early game. He's now starting medevac production 2 at a time as well as +1. Now, I have seen Beyond recycle these Reapers a few times, where we've seen Beyond, I think Bunny and a few other players as well, basically, oh, that's a good pickup. And that's why, you know, that Zergling count was not very safe. You can see how quickly they die. I was going to say, I've seen Beyond actually pick up the Reapers into his medevacs and like drop here, pick up, drop here, and actually kill a lot of stuff with medevac Reaper. Sorry, you could probably hear me kind of trail off a little bit there. Just had a sudden sneeze attack. Had to mute the microphone for a second to get that one out. My bad, guys. But yeah, he would actually keep the Reapers alive and use those with the medevacs very effectively. So I wonder if MARU can preserve these. Don't let the Reapers get surrounded. Watch out. Actually, this could be a mistake for REYNOR. Even if he gets the surround on these, there's a double drop going in. But all the queens defend the double drop on the left. And he gets the surround on the Reapers. See, this could have backfired if REYNOR's whole army was up here chasing. The Reapers slip away back into MARU's main, and then MARU drops the main and kills like the Lair or something like that. But as it is, he only gets, what, the 4th base and Overlord, a few creep tumors. This is totally acceptable for REYNOR, because REYNOR's like, yeah, that's fine. I took some damage, but it is what it is. And REYNOR's so far ahead. He's going +2 Carapace straight away. He's going to get a 2nd Evo to start those melee upgrades, 4th Hatchery on the right side. And as long as he keeps massing units off this worker count, it's a 10 worker advantage, and you just need to stop this, because this is a 2 base all-in. MARU does not have a 3rd command center. It doesn't even have a 4th and 5th barracks. He's going to do a 2 siege tank marine push. Combat shields isn't quite ready just yet. Oh, good bait there of REYNOR into that. MARU baits him in, kills a bunch of extra Zerglings. Baneling speed's going to be ready, though. So I feel like REYNOR has all the tools he needs to defend, but he doesn't know this is coming, and there are some nasty positionings that you can go for. MARU's going to go for... Oh, yeah, that's pretty darn good. Good split on the Marines as well. REYNOR's got to be careful with how he picks this fight. Let's kind of open that screen up to see what's happening. You can see REYNOR splitting on the far right here. But here we go. Ling Bane going in. He needs to wrap around with the Banelings. He doesn't. REYNOR's army clumping up terribly on that angle. The Marines all get away from him, taking out a lot of the Queens and the Zerglings and Banelings. Very bad first fight for REYNOR. And even though he had a big lead in this game, he has to give up his 3rd base. Oh no, MARU hitting a very stiff timing, but to REYNOR's credit, he's not staying stubborn. A lot of times, he's been stubborn in this scenario about trying to defend. Instead, he gives up the base. Oh, those Overlords, if those went down, that would have been great, but uh-oh. Oh, he gets a catch, actually. MARU goes a bit too deep on creep. A little bit too deep. Great spreadies reactively, but he loses his siege tanks. A lot of the Marines go down, and a bunch of the medevacs, and even though the first defense was really bad for REYNOR, MARU, seeing so many Zerglings on the backstab, moved a bit too deep, and rather than committing to the backstab, REYNOR just brought that counterattack in as the kind of the flanking force. He's now got these workers he transferred. He kept all of his drones alive. Those extra Overlords that he pulled back, man, what a blessing that he kept those up. That would have been a big loss if he lost those. And 3rd command center, 4th and 5th barracks on the way. MARU is going to have his 1-1 upgrade soon, but keep in mind, +2 Carapace is about to finish. And with +1 melee almost done as well, that's going to give REYNOR a single upgrade advantage, which is pretty darn big. He's going to try and take the front hatchery. I don't like this front hatchery at all. I think it's one of the easiest hatcheries to push into. So I think REYNOR might be just giving an easy opportunity to MARU. On the other hand, he's got so much creep up the middle of the map that why not? He might decide, hey, that's actually where I've got the best map control right now. Let's go for it. MARU trying to stay active with the double drops. He's got the Liberators on the way. Armory does start in the back as well as the 2nd Engineering Bay. MARU's trying to get all the pieces for a more normal transition in this game. And for REYNOR, what I'd really like to see is both +2 melee, but most importantly, a 5th base. So if he loses this 4th, he's back to 3 base mining, which is kind of terrible for him. You can see MARU setting up the next push right now. I wouldn't mind MARU setting up a siege tank there and really doing a layered push. For him, I think it should all be about baiting REYNOR into his traps. And uh-oh. Oh, big link backstab. Pretty decent positioning for Maru. The siege tank. Oh no, he's not on hold position. Maru's not on hold position. The Lings actually pushed that siege tank out of the way because it was not on hold position, and that's what gave them the surface area. 2 tanks go down at the same time. REYNOR runs forward on the front, takes out another tank, and that is crucial. 6 SCVs and 3 siege tanks fall. And that, for just Zerglings, is absolutely essential, because without the siege tanks, the Marines cannot push on creep. Or they'll just lose to the Ling Bane, right? This is a big problem for him. REYNOR does have a queen sticking out. Maru's happy to take advantage of that. Like to see Maru start that 2-2. There we go. He does kick it up right now. REYNOR's got a 5th base over there. Still only 60 workers. REYNOR has not really found the room to drone up. Double Liberator comes in behind. Looks like they only got a single drone. They're going to take out 1 queen, make it 2 queens. You know what? I don't think REYNOR cares too much about losing a few queens. He's not even transfusing. More Lings get in, but actually this one could be a mistake for REYNOR. The Marines are nearby. Good reactions. He focuses down 1 or 2 SCVs. Really good defense by Maru. And he'll just have to drop a scan to clean those bad boys up. This, though, REYNOR realizes he's pulling Maru into a turtling stance by doing this. 7 more drones on the way, plus 2 melees finally started up. Feels to me like REYNOR is actually thinking about Hive. He's got the infestation pit finished. Maybe a few infestors. But I do think Hive is probably going to be the play. 2nd factory on the way for Maru. Maru is needing a 4th command center pretty badly, because look at the worker count. REYNOR has finally got that healthy worker lead he's been looking for all game. 14 workers ahead. Creep spread stalled out in the middle of the map. The queen's all over here on this left side. REYNOR's got plenty of Lings and a Spore Crawler ready to stop any sort of rotation into the main base. Oh, he's got Burrowed Banelings as well. Okay, REYNOR has a lot of tools that could win this game. Maru's still in an incredibly fragile position. Like, really, really fragile. One good Baneling bomb, you know, one push that fails, he's kind of dead, because REYNOR has 5 base now. REYNOR has upgrade advantage, at least for the moment as well. But Maru has an army supply advantage, and it's growing, because he's not investing in a 4th command center. He's holding down the production. He sees the Burrowed Banelings there with his scan, takes them out. Very nicely done. And look at that. Double drops coming in, double liberators, double drop on the left, double drop on the right, and the double lib. I like this pressure for Maru, but uh-oh, that's good for REYNOR. REYNOR's happy to take that fight. Look at that. He just moves in, and he's going to take out one of those liberators. The other one takes heavy damage. Ling Bane catches some Marines on the left side. I saw a few Marine corpses there. Looks like he caught him not looking. Maru is still in an all-in mindset, guys. He did a huge 3-base push in game 1. Game 2, he went for a crazy 2-base Marine SCV all in. Game 3, he's once again 3 ranks Reaper. It's all aggression. Maru is playing Tempo Craft. This is something you do versus a player usually who you think is not at your level or is not going to be warmed up fully, right? This is something you do where you say, I think you're not going to be able to handle the aggression. I'm going to force mistakes. Technically, you should be able to hold, but oh no! There's no Marines here to help defend. Massive Ling backstab for REYNOR gets in. Maru caught with his pants around his ankle doing a poo in the woods, and REYNOR, being the vicious man that he is going to punish that. Oh my god, so many SCVs going down. Maru a little slow to pull, and he's going to kill all the SCVs in the, all the Lings in the 3rd and the natural. He loses 17 workers, and more importantly, he kills a hatchery, but REYNOR just pulls his drones over to the other one. REYNOR doesn't care. As long as REYNOR defends this push, eventually he's going to be good, but oh my god, can he actually defend this? Look at that position! Maru. Oh my god, he's even got this tank up on the high ground as well. Maru with some amazing positioning. REYNOR's swinging around from the north. He's going to try to come in. Blinding Cloud comes in, but it's not that game ending or anything like that. The Marines have to pick up. Great flank. Beautiful, beautiful flank there. He wants to save some of these units. The Liberators are going to go down to the Queens. There's enough Queens to beat back the Liberators. And he's got another siege tank. Uh-oh, is REYNOR chasing too far? Good pullback by REYNOR. Nice discipline. Oh, no, Maru! Maru! Watch out! Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! Oh, no! He forgot about the burrow, and he's got to tap there. REYNOR pushes him back, uses that little moment where he's got control over that lane to burrow Banelings, and he does make the comeback in the series, winning 2-1. Maru's non-stop aggression to start the tournament gets stuffed, and REYNOR, showing that after a bit of an uninspiring last 6 months, is showing up to the big first premier event of the year, looking absolutely awesome.